Welcome, welcome, beautiful souls, beautiful beings. Welcome back to Crystalline Temple. You do know it's time to let go, right? Yeah, I'm talking to you watching this video. It's time for you to let go. And not because something dramatic has happened, not something drastic, not because you're looking for closure, but simply because your body knows. Your chest tightens when certain names come up. Your energy drops after certain conversations. You feel heavy instead of held. And even though you've tried to explain it away, make sense of it all, maybe I'm overthinking, maybe I just need to be more patient, maybe this is just how relationships work. Deep down, you already know. You already know. And just to be clear, this message is not about cutting people off. It's not about being petty or burning bridges overnight. It's about giving yourself permission to let go. Really, consciously, and without any guilt. Because holding on to what no longer serves you costs you so much of your peace. And like I say, our peace is our treasure. Our peace is precious. Peace, at the end of the day, is not something that you need to earn. It's something that you are meant to protect. It is our birthright. Sometimes our lesson isn't how to stay. It's how to leave without abandoning yourself. We're taught that loyalty means endurance, but loyalty includes loyalty to our nervous system, to your energy, to your becoming. If something is consistently leaving you drained, confused, or in a state where you're dimming your light or shrinking yourself, that is information. So what are you going to do with this information? Letting go is listening to that information instead of overriding it. A lot of people don't like to say this, but letting go is the only way healing completes. Think about it. You can understand your wounds, you can understand your trauma, you can journal, you can process, you can go to therapy and talk about it endlessly, but healing doesn't fully happen until you let go. Because as long as you're still holding on, it's holding on to you, whatever it is. As long as you're holding on to the story, to the attachment, to the hope someone will change, to the version of the past that never happened, your nervous system is still being activated consistently. Healing isn't just awareness, it's release, it's surrender. Letting go is what tells your body, the danger is over. I don't have to stay alert in survival mode anymore. I don't have to keep reliving this. Holding on keeps your wounds open. Replaying conversations, waiting for closure that never comes, seeking validation from people who can't give it, let alone to themselves even. Carrying emotional weight that isn't ours anymore. That is not healing. That is living in survival mode. That is survival looping. Letting go doesn't mean it didn't hurt. It means you're done bleeding from it. Ask yourself, why can't you accept the scar? Why can't you allow yourself to heal? Yes, we're always going to have this scar, but why are we continuously opening this wound over and over and over again? It's no different than our physical body. When we hurt ourselves, our bodies are healing. It's the same way with our mind. with our emotions, with our heart space. Yes, it may leave a scar, but your body has healed from it. Moving on to one of the things that a lot of people have a hard time letting go is like releasing the guilt of toxic family dynamics, and I will leave the link down below in the description of my video about toxic family dynamics and how to heal from it. But to keep it simple, this is one of the hardest things to let go of for a lot of people. And toxic dynamics, once again, they don't always look extreme. It can be emotional neglect, it can be not being considered, it can be conditional love. Sometimes it can be constant criticism disguised as concern. And letting go doesn't always mean cutting relatives off forever. Sometimes it means creating distance, creating a sacred space. Sometimes it means changing expectations. Sometimes it means grieving the family that you hoped would be. And that's completely fine. That's normal. You can honor where you came from without staying where you were harmed. Another thing we need to let go is let go of this expectation we have on people or friends who don't have time to give. There's a quieter grief that comes from friendships where you're always available but not supported. You're present for them, but they can't seem to make time or space for you, and you end up feeling unseen in return. Where your growth creates distance or jealousy or envy instead of celebration. Outgrowing people isn't betrayal, it's alignment. You don't owe access to anyone who doesn't have time to care. If you don't have the time to care about me and what's going on in my life, then that's okay. But you don't expect to have access to this future version of me, but that comes from grace and letting go and just letting that situation be what it is, because distance doesn't always have to come with resentment. It can come with clarity. I do understand that a lot of people fear that letting go will make them cold or bitter, but there's a difference between being guarded and being grounded in yourself, in your truth, in your worth. You can release with gratitude. You can say, thank you for what this taught me. Thank you for the love that existed. Thank you for this chapter, even though it has to end. Grace doesn't mean staying longer than you should in certain situations that are not helping you grow. That in certain spaces where you don't feel safe, that is not grace. Grace means leaving a situation, person, place, or thing without poisoning your heart space. And yes, letting go can be misunderstood in a lot of different aspects and a lot of different perspectives. At some point, you have to release the need for everybody to understand you. It is okay to not be understood. It's okay. Most of the time, some people are going to project their fears onto you, insecurities. Some will interpret your boundaries as rejection. Some will feel threatened by your peace, and that is okay. It's not your burden to carry. You are not responsible for managing other people's emotions, assumptions, or insecurities. That is not yours. Let people deal with their own problems. There's nothing you can do that will solve their problems outside of themselves. There's nothing. Peace often begins when you decide, I'm not going to explain myself to people who are committed to misunderstanding me. Let it go. Because in the process, you're going to feel hurt. You're going to continue to open the same wounds over and over and over again of why does this person not understand me? Why does this person not see me? Don't they understand what I'm going through? And your emotions are valid, but at the end of the day, we are all going through our own things. And unfortunately, not everybody has the time, the care, the consideration to see you fully and wholly. And once again, that's okay, but that also means that these people do not align to your becoming. So you must let them go. Yes, letting go comes with grief. Grief of people, grief of old dreams, grief of who you were when you were surviving. Grief doesn't mean that you're going backwards. It means that you are finally integrating, okay? Integration isn't easy. Integration is probably the hardest part of the human journey. We will continue this cycle until we learn this lesson from it, right? Healing does not require forgetting. It requires releasing the attachment to the pain, releasing the story, allowing yourself to move on, because you can remember without reliving. You can honor without returning to that space. Even from a spiritual lens, letting go is often how we are able to notice, oh, this karmic cycle is coming to a conclusion and it is complete. Once again, some relationships, most of them, are meant to teach us something. They're not all meant to last forever, whatever forever means, right? But these lessons will continue to repeat over and over and over again until it is learned. When you choose your peace over proving, self-respect over survival, presence over attachment, you close the loop, you end the cycle. And letting go creates so much space for you to grow into the things that are actually important to you, to your dreams, to your passions, to the relationships who are serving you and benefiting you and helping you to heal and grow in some way, shape, or form. It is time for us to redirect our energy. It is time for us to redirect our energy so new timelines can begin. You cannot step into a new version of yourself while dragging along the old energy behind you, with you. And sometimes the hardest thing for us to let go of is our older self. It's who we used to be. It's the version of us that tolerated less. It's the version of us that stayed in these toxic situations. It's this version of us who stayed to feel loved in some way, shape, or form. The version of us who survived instead of thrived. There's wisdom in honoring who you were and power in choosing who you are becoming. It is a choice. We have the free will. We have the free will to be whoever we want to be. We have the free will to do whatever we want to do. We have the free will to align to our highest potential, to our highest sovereignty. But if you choose to go another path, that is still your free will and your choice to do so. So be mindful of the choices you are deciding at this moment in time. You are allowed to evolve without apology. But why does letting go matter? Why is letting go so important? Because you deserve rest. Your body deserves rest. Your nervous system deserves rest. Your spirit deserves expansion. Your spirit deserves joy, peace. Because your life deserves clarity. You deserve to live in your purpose and be surrounded by those who support you in every aspect. Letting go is not a loss, it is alignment. When you choose your peace, you are never losing yourself. You are never losing anything that you think you may be losing. You finally return to yourself when you just let go.